one. Boom. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Ladit Akera podcast. And today we got a special guest, man. We got former MLS soccer star. And, we got just an unbelievable person, an unbelievable spirit. But I'm going to let him do all the introduction to himself. But without further ado, Oumar Ballo, welcome to the podcast, bro.
I appreciate you, my dude. You know what I mean? It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Nah, definitely, man. How you been holding on?
Pretty well. I can't lie. You know what I mean? It's everything is a little step at a time. This rain sucks because I can't go outside to do some training.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it been raining since 5, bro. As soon as I got up for work and all, it been raining. Anyway, man, since I knew you for the past, well, I knew you for a long time.
I was about to say, what?
Yeah, I knew you for a long time. But we didn't actually come together, until like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So, I've been following your story. And then, man, tell me the migration from Mali to the U.S.
It's been a process. You know what I mean? It's been something to get used to. I can't lie. So it's been a journey, and I could say like I've loved every step of it so far. It hasn't been easy. Just the language barrier was one thing that you had to get over. Kind of getting used to people here, understanding certain social cues, understanding certain emotional aspects that it takes to be around people. You know what I mean? You come from one culture that does things a certain way to kind of a culture that is kind of completely different from it. And from those aspects, you just got to find the things that you gravitate towards and your energy kind of resonates with. And once you find those things, you kind of you slowly start to piece yourself together in a sense where you can identify both with back home and you can identify with here as well. And that's kind of the process that I've gone through. Once kind of traveling here, you got to get accustomed to a whole bunch of different things. And so I just pulled pieces that resonated with me and that resonated with my energy and my spirit, and then just continued from there.
Exactly. So what were the culture shocks?
Honestly, one, like it's you got to get the language. That was something that I had to get used to. You know what I mean? Certain way of speaking. Like when I say language, I mean just the English itself, picking up that English itself. But not only that, you have to get used to the language of just the people. You know what I mean? Body language, emotional language. There's a lot of aspects that you got to get used to when it comes to being in a different culture. One of the things that affected me the most was kind of getting used to people. Back home, everyone is more of a kinship. You know what I mean? Everyone is connected in some type of way where as you go throughout, you got to carry yourself a certain way. You know what I mean? Versus back over here, you got to carry yourself a certain way, but there's a less degree of it where you're not held up to such a standard where if you get in trouble in one area, one family member might recognize you, or even a friend of a family member might recognize you. And then you go home, and next thing you know, you don't think your parents know about it, but your mom and dad already just sitting home with a little belt wind up around their waist.
That needs travel. That needs travel faster than you, man. That needs to travel at the speed of light, bro.
Literally. So that I had to kind of get used to that, where like a lot of stuff you did where it was hidden a little more than it was back home. And then like that sense of like that kinship, it wasn't as connected here because a lot of people did a lot of things individually and it didn't really depend on one another to do certain things, right? It's more of like where you're trying to undermine each other and trying to go and see what benefits you can get versus what benefits you're helping someone else get.
Yeah. What is first love, man? I see that thing tight.
Yeah, this right here, this is all about the game, man. This is all, for me, it's a little hoodie I put together with some people I was working with. It's just about my passion, you know what I mean? Soccer is my world, and that's the world I live in. And that's the first thing that I fell in love with, that I was passionate about, that I wanted to follow full-heartedly, that just was my lifeline. It established so much in my life. It's helped me get out of so many situations that didn't really like benefit me in a lot of ways, and then they put me in circumstances that I could achieve my dreams, and as well as I could give back to people So for me, like that first love means everything. You know what I mean? It's the game that I play. It's where I belong. It's my lifeline. It's giving me everything in my life that I can like look back on. You know?
Definitely. So what was the difference? You know, because playing in the streets of Africa versus playing in the academy.
Organization, I would say.
Yeah,
When you're playing back home, there's not really like a organized sport where you're going to play against other teams or like going to play against other clubs. For us, it's more street ball. You just get
definitely.
people together. You step out there. The older kids versus younger kids and older kids are mixed together. So there's no one way of someone telling you, "Hey, this is how you play." You know what I mean? It's you picking up what you're learning. You're picking up what you're seeing other people do. And a lot of times,
Yeah.
if you're sitting on the side, you're just kind of absorbing everything. And then when you make mistakes, they'll count even more because you got the older kids beating down on you. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to be like that like top of the line at all points in time. You have to hold yourself with the group. You got to be pushed around. You have to fight. You have to battle.
You
Ain't
had to
nobody
get rough
taking it easy on
around.
you. Ain't
Nah,
nobody taking it
definitely.
easy on you.
Nope. And you know, if you're a slow picker, it's going to have a hard time. If you don't learn fast enough, like, hey, I know I got tricks, but I can't go against that guy because that guy is all legs. He doesn't care about the ball. He going for your leg. You feel me? Avoiding that. But yeah, that is true. You know, I think that's why, you know, at the professional level, we only have so many good African superstars. Like, you know, we will have like 5, 6, and then the rest is literally, you know, like their parents took them to Europe at a young age.
Yeah.
You know, they go ahead and become European citizens.
Yeah.
And then they get that development and that organization that you was talking about, like what we saw 3 years ago. France ain't win the World Cup. Africa won the World Cup. You feel me?
We all know that.
We all know that Africa won the World Cup, bro. Like the whole roster was 90%, you know, of African descent. You know, even though they French citizen, but they of African descent. So when you got to the academy, did you find like what was the joy? Explain the different joy, because it had to be two different playing street with the people that you know, with your friends, you know, no shoes, and then the joy of actually being organized, traveling, and competing, you know, at the high level at your age. So explain the different, because I know it's two different joys to it.
I mean, the joy, you know what I mean? For me, playing street soccer, that's love, you know what I mean? It shows you your creativity tends to come out, you know what I mean? When you got to do something without somebody telling you, hey, this is the area you got to play in. No one's telling you these are the plays that you got to make happen. You just kind of, the people you're playing with, you just kind of connect that chemistry, you know what I mean? Pass the ball in, flick around. Maybe it comes back to you, maybe it doesn't, but maybe you continue to run and find it happen. But there's like no pattern play happening all the time. You know what I mean? It's just what you can do. Can you dribble? Can you pass? You know what I mean? Those certain things take a lot of effort when it becomes creative. But in that world, you get to be as creative as you want without any type of limitations. So bringing that into, for me, like since that was a part of my game that I got used to from back home, bringing that more into organized soccer, it became like where a lot of times I was the center back forward that everyone referred to. You know what I mean? Like that center back that just kind of thinks he's a forward that is going from one position to another without really any care in the world. I was really that forward. So, I mean, I was that center back, and my game didn't develop until I started to calm down a little bit and recognize that, okay, you like to do this, but at the same time, this is the position that people have put you in. So now you have to operate within that position, within that, you know what I mean, organized soccer. You got to make sure that your team knows that you're there when you're needed. You know what I mean? You're always 100%. Ready to make those certain tackles or whatever the team depended on you for, versus where you were playing freestyle most of the time. You know what I mean? So it's about bringing that creativity into understanding certain positions and certain ways of playing. And then the travel part really shocked me because that introduced me to a lot of the world that I have never seen, you know what I mean, as a kid. So with that introduction, traveling around different places and seeing different things, it was just opening my eyes early on to a lot of different things that might take place. So like, and then seeing these different areas, it showed me that, yes, like a lot of people don't get to see outside of their state, maybe not even outside their block. You know what I mean? So
Definitely,
to
yeah.
me, like, I got lucky to the fact that I was traveling and just kind of seeing the broad perspective of what lives different people are living and what the conditions are in different areas and how fun it could be versus, you know what I mean, it's the best what you make of, you know what I mean? And I met a lot of people where from those certain areas that it showed me that positivity can still be a part of their world, even though they're from somewhere different completely from where I'm from.
Makes sense. Nah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. That's major key because, you know, like you said, traveling outside, you know, having actually a structure into something that you love versus back home is just strictly freestyle. Whatever you can come up with in your head is what you can come up with in your head. So did you play high school and go to college?
Yeah. When I came here, I went to Archbishop Curley and then UMBC.
Okay, so talk about that because I know you also went and played in the MLS. So talk about the journey from JUCO to the pros.
Yeah, JUCO. So coming out of high school, I went to Archbishop Curley for 4 years. First year there, won a MIAA conference, and then won the championship. And then years after, we made the final, the semifinal, kind of just losing to the people who actually won the whole thing. So that kind of established a mentality within me that I'm never backing down no matter the situation. You know what I mean? No matter how good someone they thought they were or people thought somebody was against me, whenever I step on the field, I'm the best, period. And I just went on with my mentality that way. Coming out of school, being an immigrant, I had a few issues kind of with my immigration.
Yeah.
I had a few issues with my immigration. Sorry, someone was calling. But I had a few issues with my immigration that like kind of held me back a little bit. And in that certain circumstance, I couldn't go to school that I wanted. So for the most part, it was after a while, like I had to make a decision because I had set out a year already. So if I set out another year, then college would have been a different story for me. So one of my coaches that have been around for a while, kind of mentor type guy, Rich Zinkin, he actually he was at CCBC Essex, which is a JUCO. So he ended up like talking to me a little bit. We figured some things out, and he had me come in and play a semester there. So I played a semester there. After that semester, the spring semester, I wanted to look for a bigger school. So I started calling a whole bunch of different people and trying to get my name out and seeing if I can get scholarships from different places. And a lot of people wanted to offer me scholarships, but at the same time, they didn't have the money at the time. They wanted me to wait a semester. So instead of the spring, they wanted me to come in the fall because then that's when they would have the money to offer. So that whole process, I couldn't wait another semester. Like I had no more time to give up to say I wanted to wait before I go to school because since I set out a year already. So in that process, UMBC coaches, they've coached me through the Bays my whole life. So I just reached out to them, letting them know that I needed a school to go to, that I was looking for somewhere that might be a good fit. And at the time, it happened to be a good set because they were just losing a center back too, who was trying to go to a bigger school. So while they were losing a center back, it was just easy to kind of plug me right into that position. That's my position in the first place. You know what I mean? So ended up there. First year there, we made it to NCAA tournament. Second year there, we were ranked fifth all year. And then we got to play UConn in the final. The first year we played, who did we lose to in the second round? I actually can't even remember. We played ODU. We beat them. Played a couple other schools. I can't remember who lost to in the second round. But we lost to UConn in the second round the second year, even though we were ranked fifth all year. My last year, we actually ended up making it to the Final Four. So, and we lost to Virginia in that semifinal. If we would have beat Virginia, it would have been, I'm telling you right now, we would have been raising that cup for sure. But but that game took a couple of turns and we ended up losing that game. But from there, obviously, like with success, people like to tune in and see what's going on. So with all the success that we were going through at school, people seemed more in tune with like what UMBC was doing. So we had people reach out. We had agents reach out from MLS, knowing that I was about to go to the draft. Once I went to the draft, I talked to a whole bunch of coaches, MLS coaches. I think I talked to almost every team. So a lot of teams wanted me, but at the same time, with my immigration issue, people were very cautious to what the approach was, you know what I mean, business-wise, at least at the end of the day. But Houston ended up putting that trust in me. And
but hold on, before you go to the MLS, talk to me. I want you to go more in depth about the mindset and the things that you had to go through, knowing that you had a setback in JUCO, and then you was talented enough and had the ability to play at the highest Division I, but then a setback with your papers, took you to UMBC.
The mindset was never to back down from anything. My mindset has always been just to enjoy the ride. Wherever I ended up, I was giving 120 to whatever I had to muster up. I was giving it all, no matter where I was. So that developed the mentality of just working my ass off no matter what place I went. So from that point in time, anything that was happening to me, I took it as, okay, this might be like a letdown at the moment, but keep working hard. You don't know what's at the end of the door. So one thing that life has taught me, and people in my life have taught me, is once one door closes, another is always ready to open. And if it doesn't open, you break that shit down yourself.
That's my first time hearing that. If it's not working, break that yourself.
That's the mentality I was bred with. You know what I mean? To me, that's the mentality I had. The people that were around me, that's how we thought. That was relentless. You had to be relentless for what you want. It was as if someone was holding your head underwater. How bad do you want to breathe? You know what I'm saying? That's how bad you gotta want to succeed. So at the end of the day, like, for me, that was the mentality. No matter where I was, give 100, whatever you had towards that, just give it all. And if it doesn't work out, you'll at least end up somewhere decent or somewhere that you'll be able to enjoy. As long as you enjoy the ride, at least you know you're doing your all. And once you give your all, even if it doesn't work out, you can be happy about it because you gave your all. It just, things didn't fall your way.
100%. You literally didn't leave nothing in the journey.
I didn't leave nothing to chance. I didn't leave nothing to say somebody else's to make the decision. At the end of the day, if you want to make a decision based on like you hating me or a different type of, you know what I mean? It wasn't going to be because of me. It was just it's never going to be because of me. That decision doesn't mean, oh, he wasn't doing this. Nah, take that out your mouth. It was either like this didn't work out or this didn't go his way. But for me, it was never like, oh, Oumar wasn't doing this or he wasn't in this proper frame, whatever it was that you could put the excuse on. I wanted to take the opportunity for you to take that excuse away. Right? Then it became like whatever else that you had to come up with, and come up with that.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that type of mindset. So, sidetrack. What did you study in school?
Sociology. I wanted to study engineering. For me, that was if soccer didn't work out, that was going to be my kind of journey. I've had a lot of different like options that I've seen throughout life that if soccer didn't work out, that I was going to fall back on. But fortunately, with the relentlessness, soccer just kind of made its path for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it made its path in my life. It's made a mark in my life. It showed me everything in my life. It's brought me everything in my life. And for that, I'm very grateful.
True. I respect that, man. Definitely respect. So now let's go after the Final Four, talking to literally the whole team and the MLS. So from there, how did that go?
Well, so like I said, Houston put that trust in me and then believed in me. And from there, they signed me 30th, second round, 30th overall. So once they signed me, I was given a number 3, which that to me is
that's a big center back.
That's a big number right there. So I was coming in as a rookie, ready. Like I was coming in hyped just because the team believed in me so much to give me a chance. And for that, I'm grateful to them. Words can't explain what it meant to me to sign a contract for them. Words can't explain the experience that I went. Everyone treated me like a person. Everyone treated me to uplift me, to try to get me to the place that I would succeed. Unfortunately, halfway through, I got loaned out to Charleston. Now, while I was there,
is that another MLS team?
Oh no, it's a USL. So that was like a USL affiliate for Houston at the time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so they loaned me to them. So I was there for about 5-6 months, and while I was there, Houston actually they had to make a business decision where they had to bring in a guy named Eric Torres who played in South America, who was a big name, who was a forward, big name in South America, and a lot of Houston's demographic or like their fans are of South American or Hispanic or Spanish background, so that they want to know that name a lot more than they're going to know my name. So when it came to a business decision, Houston had to let me go, and that's exactly how they explained it. They said they believe in me full-heartedly, that they want to pay attention to my career, but for right now, they just had to make a decision based on where they see business-wise. You know what I mean? So they ended up letting me go. After they let me go, I took about a year and a half to kind of get back into the swing of things, and then I went on different trials. I ended up at Sporting Kansas City, and I ended up actually playing with their USL affiliates too, Swoop Park Rangers at the time. First year, again, without having really seen much time at the beginning, it was a little hard to get my foot in that door as well. But I set out for about half of the year there before they actually gave me a chance. But after they gave me a chance, again, I didn't take my foot off the pedal. We went 12 games undefeated, went to the playoff, won a championship, won a conference that year. So for me, like that ended up being a really good success story for me and how it turned out. And then ended up playing there a second year. And then after that, my immigration situation became a little bit of a problem. So now I came back and trying to kind of just calm down and sort that out a little bit.
Yeah. Nah, no, definitely understandable, man. But yeah, it's that, like you was saying, the relentlessness just kept on opening doors and doors and doors and doors. Because, if it's somebody else, we don't know everybody life. But some people, if one door shut down, they're not willing to get up and go break that shit on their own. You feel me? They just like, all right, yeah, it's over. I had a nice run. I did it for 1 year or I did it for half a year. So I'm done. I can't do this no more. I'm tired of getting up every single day. Tired of having a correct diet. I have to make phone calls. I have to watch films. So it's so many different stuff that somebody else could have said, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. It's over with. But yeah, definitely shout out to you for that and big respect. And I know that you in the father zone, man. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about fatherhood.
That's the next stage now. For the most part, it's been really it's been a different outlook. I'm not even gonna, because it's made me mature. It's made me grow up in a sense where like I can't do things just. I can't just do things without thinking about them. I can't just go out and just be like, oh, today, like I'm by myself, like let me go do this and da 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 da. You know what I mean? There's consequences to my actions now, and my actions affect the littlest one in my life. So to me right now, she's the center of my world, and for me, I have her every day, and that's the best joy I get. Just kind of seeing her smile and seeing the little progressions that she's doing on her own. She's starting to turn over. She's starting to like kind of inch herself up to that crawling stage. So to me, that all brings me joy because it's seeing her kind of in her own little element, doing her own little thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the best part I can ask for, just her being happy as she can possibly be and just enjoying the same ride that I had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The next stage is just to try to be relentless enough to provide her with the opportunities that maybe I didn't have, or the opportunities that I also had in my life. You know what I mean? Because if sports is not a part of hers, I want her to understand that even without sports, you can still be relentless and still be knocking doors down or opening doors to a next stage in your life. So to me, it's that's been my outlook so far. And I'm really enjoying a lot of it and being tired all the time. But at the end of the day, as a part of it, you know what I mean? Being an athlete, I was tired all the time. So now this is a really good reason to be tired, you know what I mean? And that's how I look at it.
Definitely. How many hours, man? Are you a pro at changing diapers now?
It's like, it takes me 2 seconds, you know what I mean? Take one off, put the other one. Take one off, put the other one, you know what I mean? Coming from a family with 4 sisters, you know what I mean? We had to take care of them too. So Changing diapers I can do that in my sleep. I do that half sleep at night at like
Half
2 a.m.
sleep.
in the morning. I'm up just.
Yeah.
All right, time to go back to bed.
Oh man, definitely. How proud was your mom and your father when you became a father and had a child of your own? You know, to make them
That's the first thing.
grandparents.
That's the first thing they said. We want to be grandparents. Like
Yeah.
they didn't have anything like the smile on their face, the joy, the enjoyment that they kind of got from it. It made them really like ecstatic, and both of them were looking forward to being grandparents, and now they are. So now that like that happiness they're holding on to, and they want to see the baby all the time. They want me to take her to North Carolina and leave her there for like months. They say even if I bring her there and leave her there, don't worry about her.
Don't worry about her. That's it. That wouldn't be a bad time for you to relax, you know. But hey, if they serious.
Not at all. You know, I mean, I don't know if I could be away from her that long yet.
I know.
I'm
her
giving a little bit more time. You know
I know right now. Yeah, she's still, still over here. That have to be with you all. Have to be with you all the time. So, with all this wisdom and all this knowledge that you have, what are you doing with it now? From having a lot of ups and downs, playing at the college level, playing at the academy level, and playing at the biggest stage in America, which is the MLS. Like, what do you think you're gonna do with all that knowledge and wisdom?
My goal is to give back. I'm in a situation right now where I'm trying to start my own business, my own training business. So the goal is one-on-one trainings. I'm trying to get that started just so I can give back the knowledge that I've acquired. Like you said, I've acquired through my lifetime. And obviously, there was a lot of stuff that I wasn't taught. So my goal is to teach someone something that I wasn't taught, but at the same time, teach them everything that I knew. So therefore, like they're getting both aspects of it. And if people ask the question, like, how do you teach somebody something you don't know? It's like, I think about it, you know what I mean? Because there's things that I do in my sport that I know and for sure can easily, you know what I mean, hold out on. But there's other things where it's like, if I think about it, okay, certain movements, like I didn't really know about, but someone didn't teach me that. So let me get the opportunity to say, hey, take your time in this area and learn this situation. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm teaching that part of the game as well as the part that I do am very confident in. So for me, it's about giving back knowledge. And when I go, I can't take it. So who can I give back to? Who can I, you know what I mean? For me, it's about uplifting. I'm coaching for the most part now. And I've influenced so many kids now that I have kids getting haircuts same as mine, and they're telling their parents that they want to.
Let me get the O.
No, really, one of the moms is just like, yeah, my son is like, yeah, like I want my haircut like coaches. Like, so to me, that's really influential, especially when you have kids looking up to you in that type of light, and they're so willing to like follow you to the point where they're getting the same haircuts as you. To me, like that's what it's about. You know what I mean? It's about giving back so much that the kids can appreciate you for. And for the most part, it's not even them appreciating it. It's just the fact that they can grab that knowledge and do something with it themselves. At the end of the day, like I want them to be able to go through the same process I did and come out on top like I did. I want to put them in the best situations that they can be in so that they can achieve the goals that they want to achieve. If some of them want to go pro, I want to be able to give them the opportunity to go pro and to go pro early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if some of them only want to go to college, I want to give them that opportunity too. At the end of the day, it's about whatever they want to do with their games. I got kids that want to train one-on-one 3 or 4 times a week with like 3 different coaches because they want to play for my team. You know what I'm saying? They're reaching out to so many different people. They're like, hey, can I train with you? Can I train? You know what I mean? They're trying to get everything that they can get going so they can stay playing with the team that I'm coaching. And to me, that's all you can
what's the team that who's the team that you're coaching for now?
I'm coaching with Liverpool International program in Annapolis. Yeah, so our training facilities that are running high right now, and then we play games all over. So for the most part, I'm just with that club. I'm with it.
Since it's international, is that part with Liverpool or they just have the name?
No, connected with Liverpool. Everything we do
Okay.
is based on their training programs. Is based on their pass down programs or like that database. So we're literally getting everything from that sports session planner. We're putting like training together the same way that they would back there. All the training stuff that they put together on a regular basis, we get to put together. It's just the international, just because it's over here instead of over there.
Instead of over there. Okay, that's dope. Now, are you a one-on-one guy, or you like group sessions? Because I know they're two different things.
Honestly, when I think about it, like I like one-on-one a lot. The goal is to build kids' ability to be able to play as comfortably as they want. You know what I'm saying? Not as comfortably as we want as the coaches, but as comfortably as they want. Because when they're comfortable is when they can achieve really, really creative things, right? When they're comfortable on the ball, when they're comfortable in their position, when they're not confused. They get to come up with a lot. So for me, individually, is to get their skills to a level where then we can put them in groups and everything being nice and crisp, you know what I mean? Everything being sharp, everything being nice and smooth, just kind of bouncing the ball off, and everyone's touch is solid, everyone's movement is solid, everyone knows where to be. So individually, I like to start all my programs individual, but then gradually move into group sessions later on.
Okay. What's the benefit between individually and groups?
Well, individually, you get to break down certain criteria or certain aspects to kids. So you get to actually break down the skills and why those skills are being used. You get to break down like what makes a kid good. You know what I mean? Like certain little habits that kids might have. You get to work on taking that away and establishing new, better habits. Versus when you're in a group, it's more now you're seeing pattern play. You're seeing the plays that can happen in the game. You're prepared to defend against certain things that might happen in the game, or you're just readying yourself for certain things that might happen in the game. So, and that aspect is you don't get that one-on-one focus anymore. It becomes more about that group focus, where now you're showing them certain areas of the field that would make sense for certain plays to take place, if that makes sense, rather than concentrating on the individual skill.
Oh, dope. That's it. So do you see yourself you say you want to start your own coaching business. So do you see yourself having, like, say, coaching a high school or college in the future, or is it just like yours private only?
I'm not sure, because I keep going back and forth with the college thing, but I really want to do the private thing first. I want to establish that as much as I can right now, and establish that and work on kids as much as I can, because later on, those are the same kids that if I do end up in a college, they might end up playing for me. So if I can focus on getting them the best I can right now, then it might benefit me later as well. So if right now my concentration is more on that individual aspect or that group aspect or that team aspect right now, then maybe if I do end up in a college, like I said, for me, it's never about like that ultimate plan. It's just about giving my all wherever I'm at. And where I'm at right now is that individual aspect and that group aspect, as well as that coaching my teams going forward.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really dope. That's a great way to put it. And how long do your sessions usually be?
An hour. And then the team ones, because for me, when I do individual group, it's an hour. And then sometimes the team sessions are different, because each team might train maybe an hour and 15, hour and a half. So then that varies. So when it comes to teams like that I coach, it might vary if like different teams like pick me up to train their team versus if I'm to do an individual group session. But my individual group lasts an hour.
All right. So are you right now only working with kids, or are you working with everybody at all ages?
I work with everybody all ages, honestly. For me, like my team that I coach is a 2011 team, which is at 8-9-year-olds. And then my second team that I'm an assistant coach with is a 2018, which is about 11-12-year-olds. So, and then my individual, I coach anywhere from the 8-9-year-olds, even younger, to 19-20-year-olds or older. So to me, it's every age aspect that if you want to get better, I'm willing to train you.
Y'all heard it from the great one, man. If you want to get better, he's willing to train you. Tell the people what you got going on and what we can expect from you, man.
Right now, what I'm putting together is it's going to be a training thing. The website is going to be called, well, the name of the training is Ball with O.
Ball with O.
Yeah, Ball with O. That's going to be the name of it. And then I got the websites in work. It's not completely set up, but it's ballwitho.com. If anybody wants to take a look at it, it's not completely set up yet, but it's in works and it's almost done. Once it gets done, I'll get that launched. And then aside from that, though, that's and then I'm also working to become a physical trainer for the most part as well.
So where can the people find you?
I'm on Instagram at Omi, OOHHMIE. That's my Instagram. My Facebook is just at Oumar Ballo. Those two pages should come up nice and easily, or they can text or call me.
So you have all that contact on your Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah, all my information are attached to each thing. So if you want to reach out anyway, feel free.
Well, y'all heard it here, man. If you're willing to get better, O is willing to train you. Ball with O, one of the greatest people that's doing out here in this demographic, man. I appreciate you for coming through for this, and wish you nothing but the best from here and out, man.
I appreciate you having me on. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you nothing but the best. I know you got a few things coming up too, so for me, I'm excited for that.
Something like. All right, man. Appreciate it, my brother. Nothing but love, man. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir.